live. Hey everybody, today I am saving money on cat food. I am making cat treats. Now for those of you that have been following me for a little while, you know that a cat has me. I'm not saying I have a cat. I'm saying the cat has me. So I realized that cat food is pretty darn expensive. And I thought, how can I save money? Well, one of the ways that I can save money is to make those expensive little cat treats that I've been buying. So, and that's what we're going to do today. So I found this recipe and it calls for 5 ounces of tuna. And I used some fish that my husband let me have. You know, I'm married to the big fisherman of the Midwest. And he let me have some of that fish that he had. So I cooked it up. And you guys know I do not cook fish. And here I was cooking fish for a cat. So I cooked it up. And then I didn't have quite 5 ounces. So I added a little bit of tuna to it. And then I need to put it in the food processor and chop it up. So that's what I'm going to do now, is to put it in the food processor. And so sorry, but oh, here, let you see the food processor too. I have had this Emmy food processor. I'll wait to talk. Hold on. I have had this Emmy food processor for more than 20 years. My dad gave all of us one year as a Christmas gift. And my dad's been gone 14 years, and I had it for a good while before that. And I will say, this does smell awfully fishy. So for those of you that follow me know that I do not care for fish. But here I am making cat treats. So I am putting the fish in this bowl. And there's a few pieces that didn't cut up very well. So it looks like I didn't get some of those pieces out. It was bluegill was the fish that I used. And I had to actually separate it, take the bones out, all of that. Hubby was like, if you feeding the cat with it, you can separate it yourself. So that's what I did, but there were a few pieces that were still in there. So I've got my 5 ounces of fish. It's a combination of bluegill and tuna in here. So I've got that in here. And let's see, I can see I've got people on. I can't see who's there, but I can tell that I do have people watching, so thank you for that. So now, what do I need to do? Well, the first thing I'm going to do is add my cup of whole wheat flour to my fish. And the whole wheat flour is supposed to help bind it up. So my cat's name is Archie, and I tell you what, he adopted us. We didn't adopt him because we did not plan on having a cat. And he just came one day with his mom. He was a little kitten at the time. And then one day he was coming by himself, and he was just mewing so pitifully. So I started feeding him. And my husband's like, if you feed that cat, he's never going to leave. And I'm like, oh, he'll, you know, whatever. Well, he was right. I started feeding the cat, and he has not left. He's here. And Cole is saying hello. Cole, I am making cat treats. So I just put a cup of whole wheat flour into 5 ounces of bluegill and tuna. And then I'm supposed to add 1 egg to this mixture. Well, if you know anything about the price of eggs, I thought, I am trying to save money on cat treats. I am not going to be putting my expensive eggs into this. But for baking, I can use my Judy's dried whole egg powder. And all I need to make one large egg is 2 tablespoons of the powder, and then 2.5 tablespoons of water. So we'll do that. So I put in the dried eggs with my semi-dry ingredients. So now I'm going to add my 2.5 tablespoons of water. And it's important that you do add the 2.5 tablespoons of water. You do need that extra moisture, and sorry for being so noisy. And then the last ingredient that I'll add is olive oil. So what do you put in these cat treats? Well, flour, tuna or bluegill, and some olive oil. So now I'll let you see how this is how it's looking right now. It's looking a little dry. And I'm going to be adding the oil in just a minute. I kind of wonder if I should put it in the food processor a little bit more, because some of the pieces are kind of big. I think I might do that. Pardon? It's not mashing, dear. No, they're not mashing. Some of those pieces of bluegill, I think, were a little large still. So, this might not be a good idea. I better not do that, because I just thought I can probably just go ahead and I can just put the big pieces in there that didn't grind up. I didn't notice that there were so many pieces that didn't grind up, but I'll just take those bigger pieces out. That's what I'll do, because I'll put that there. It did say grind it up pretty finely, so okay. Oh, you know what? This is from my apron shop. This was the last one like this one that I had in my shop. I haven't had them in there for a while. You know what? I'm thinking maybe I do need to grind these up some more. I'll do that. I've not made these cat treats before, and I guess I was a little concerned about the noise of the food processor for you guys, because, you know, food processors are kind of noisy. But yeah, that did not get quite as all right, hold your ears. Hold your ears, it's almost ready. Oh, this is looking a lot better already. Yeah, now this is what I'm thinking it's supposed to look like. See that? Yeah, this is looking a lot better already. And then what I need to add in next will be the olive oil. Now, I have not tried these cat treats before. Typically, I've been buying cat treats, but I just thought, you know what? I'm going to try and make some. So now I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then what I'll do next is scoop them out with a tablespoon and make these little balls. But I just might need to add a little bit more liquid to it, because maybe I didn't get enough liquid from the can of tuna, because it just looks awfully dry. So I'm trying that. Let's see what people are saying. Oh, hey, Leona. I see you're there. You know what? I asked hubby if he could put his earbuds on so I could make these cat treats on live. He said, "You're pushing it. This is 2 days in a row." But yeah. But thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it. And Tam is here. And let's see. Dragonfly says, "Thank you for the warning." Yes, I tell you what. Okay, so now this is what it's looking like. And so I'll make these little balls. Okay, so then what I'll do next, I've already preheated my oven to 350 degrees. And I've got some parchment paper. And this is actually reusable parchment paper. So I put it on the baking sheet. And then I'll just make the little balls. And these little balls are popping out nicely. It's supposed to make about 20. But I don't know. These look like they're going to be kind of big cat treats. So I'll make these little balls. They kind of remind me of peanut butter cookies. You know how peanut butter cookies come out? They come out in these neat little balls. And then you bake them. And before you bake them though, you kind of press them down with the tine of a fork. So I've been wanting to get to these little cat treats for the longest time. But today was the first day I was able to get to them. And I put them in the oven and they'll bake for about 12 minutes until the bottoms are nicely browned. So I think I'll just put a dozen in on this one tray at once and see how they look. And then I'll put in another batch. Okay, so I've got a nice little batch going here. You guys can see them. And then what I need to do is just kind of press them down with the fork. They remind me of little tuna patties. I have to be sure and remind my husband these are cat treats and not people treats, because I got my fingers all over them. They smell fishy. So I appreciate you guys jumping on. Okay, so I'm going to put this set of cat treats in the oven, and then I'll sit down and chat with you for a minute. They got to go in the oven for about 12 to 14 minutes, so we'll see how they do. I'll set the timer on my microwave, and then I'll just let them cook. Just let them bake. And while they're baking, I'll chat with you guys and just see what's what. So one of the things that Miss Leona and I have been talking about is how to save money. And we've been talking about that on our show last night. We had a heck of a show last night. If you missed it, you guys have to be sure and check us out. I see Dog Mom Point of View is on, and she's saying yay for cat treats. Yeah, these are definitely cat treats. And I got the idea, I don't know, I was watching something and a Dog Mom popped up and said she was making dog treats. And I thought, dog treats? Well, I wonder if there are cat treats. And sure enough, I found a recipe for cat treats. And so that's what's in the oven now, and we'll just kind of see how they come out. One of the things that I have found is that cat food is expensive. So if you buy the kibble, like the bags of dry cat food, It's expensive, but it's not as expensive as the wet food. And according to our vet, I should feed him a combination of dry food and wet food. And the wet food is the food that comes in the can or the cups or something like that. And I got one up here. So he was a kitten when he came to us. When he adopted us, he was a kitten. He probably was about, I don't know, 8 or 9 months old. And so I was able to buy kitten food. And see, this is what the wet food looks like. You see, it's kind of like this particular one is the Meow Mix tenders in sauce or gravy. And so I was buying that. And then for a while, I would make my own gravy and just kind of put the gravy on the dry cat food. But I got to wondering whether or not some of the ingredients might be good for cats. And then I've been watching this woman on TV talk about her dog food and how dogs die from this, that, and the other, and what dogs shouldn't eat. So I started thinking, is there things that cats shouldn't eat? Because I would give him like table scraps if I made chicken or something. And like garlic and some other things are things that cats should not have. So I thought, okay, I better stop doing that. And one day I gave him some ham that was left over in the fridge, and my daughter and her family was here, and they were like, "You're giving that cat ham? You should never give cats ham." So I thought, let me find out what I really should give him. So Dog Mom said she made dog treats last month. They turned out kind of ugly, but her dog still loved them. Dog Mom, did you jump on one of my videos last week and you mentioned that? Because it was somewhere here on YouTube that somebody mentioned they make dog treats. And so I thought, I'll give cat treats a try. My cat is out on the porch. I'll see if I can get my husband to bring him in. Maybe he will or maybe he won't. The hubby tries not to touch the cat. Actually, he's allergic to cats, which is why the cat still lives outdoors. So to tell you the backstory, this cat just kind of came with his mom. He was a kitten at the time, and he kept coming every day. And then one day he was just coming by himself. And I thought, well, honey, it's a kitten. And he was mewing so pitifully, so I fed him. And I fed him again, and I fed him again. Well, there was that. So now he's here. So I feed him 3 times a day, about 7:30, again about noon, and then again about 6 o'clock. Because my daughter, that's what they did with their cat. They fed their cat early in the morning, once around noon, and then once in the evening. So I thought that's how I'll feed this one. And since he lives outside and I put the food out on the porch, I don't want to leave the food out all day and attract other cats or critters in the neighborhood. And so when I put it out there, he eats it right away, and then there's nothing out there for any other animals to come and get. So that's how we got him and why he still lives on the porch. And I told my husband, I said, because he kept sneaking in the house a couple of days. Like I would go out and he would slide in around my feet and come into the house, and I'd have to get him and put him back out. So I said, honey, why don't we just let him be an indoor cat? He said, you have an indoor cat, you will have an outdoor husband. So I'm like, okay, then the cat will stay outside. And he is allergic to cats. Whenever we go visit my daughter, his allergies flare up, and then he's, kind of snuffly for a few days. So it's really not right for me to bring the cat in. But I'll try to bring him in, and when the treats are done, I'll pick him up and I'll bring him in, or I'll see if hubby will bring him in for me, so I don't have to leave the screen. But I have to give those treats some time to cool off too, though. And then if I bring him in to show him to you guys, then I'll have to start all over again, that training of him not trying to get in the house, because he will try to get in if we let him. Oh, Dragonfly says, will you be my grandma? You know what? I'm the YouTube grandma, and I don't mind. Me and Miss Leona, we probably both are the YouTube grandmothers, and we enjoy teaching the things that we know that can help homemakers. And Heather Smither, she says she tries not to touch her face after petting animals. And Dog Mom is laughing at my husband. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Dog Mom said she mentioned it in the last Mondays with Nakisha. That's it. Now I know who exactly you are. It didn't click. And when you said in the meeting with Nakisha, I'm like, okay, yes, it was you that I saw that made those dog treats. So I thought, let me try cat treats. Let me turn the light on too, so I can kind of see how things are looking down there. They look like big peanut butter cookies. So I'm thinking these are some big treats. So they're going to be awfully big for the cat. Do I break them in half? Will he eat the whole patty? I don't know. We'll see. I gave him some food once, though. I made it and I cooked it. And I think I had it a little hot. He was like shaking his little head like this, but he kept trying to eat it. He is such a greedy little thing. Yeah, such a greedy little thing. So anyway, Miss Leona and I have been doing videos on how to save money for your family. And I think saving money on pet food is also very important as well because, you know, everything is expensive. Everything comes as a price. And so one of the things that we need to do. Oh, so Heather says I can make a short later when Archie tries the treats outside. Yeah, that's probably what I can do. My secondhand life says I find cats generally won't eat when they shouldn't. They won't eat when they shouldn't. Dogs are droopy and will eat anything, but cats are a bit smarter. Cats are pretty finicky, but he's not finicky, but I think it could be because he's an outdoor cat and he doesn't always have a source of food. Now, my daughter's cat, you put the food down, she'll walk over there, she'll look at it, and she just walks away and just lets it sit there. And when I looked at the copy on the kibble bag, it said you can put out a bowl of kibble and the cat can come back and forth when it wants to. But I can't do that because I don't want all the cats in the neighborhood coming over here or little raccoons or rabbits or any other little critters finding their way to my front porch. No, I don't want that. So when I put the food down there, he eats it and then it's gone and then that's it for now. So yeah, so we'll see how finicky he gets. But yeah, so I discovered like these little cartons of cat food. When I buy them, there's 12 in a box, and it's almost $9 for the box. And I did the math, and they're about 75 cents a carton. So I had gone to Family Dollar one day to get cat food. Hubby took me over there, and I ran in, and they have these cups on the selling them individually for 75 cents a carton. I'm thinking, why are they doing that? Isn't that awfully expensive? Well, when I priced out my box, they cost about 75 cents a cup. So I haven't tried making like my own like regular wet cat food since I was making the gravy. I stopped that because I realized, well, you know what though? I would make the gravy with oil and with whole wheat flour, which is also in this, which was fine. But then I would put in maybe a little poultry seasoning or something like that. And I realized that's probably not what the cat needs. I won't be doing that. So Dog Mom Point of View said her grandma used to feed all the cats in the neighborhood. Well, I'm sorry. I do not want all the cats in the neighborhood coming to my front porch. That I do not want to have happen. So we got a couple more minutes on those cat treats, and so we'll see what they're looking like. But the house smells like tuna, though. Smells like tuna fish. Like when you make tuna noodle casserole, that's what it smells like. So we'll see. So, do you guys have any questions about how to save money on your grocery bill? Miss Leona and I were talking about that last night, and one of the things we were talking about was making a list when you go to the store and checking out the sales. And one thing I've not seen on sale is cat food. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that now that a cat has me. And I'll be looking for other recipes that I can find on maybe making cat food, DIY cat food that's healthy. But like I said, one of the things though that I did today when I made this was instead of using my fresh eggs, I used my dry whole powdered eggs for the cats to make the cat treats. And this does make up beautifully in baking. I've used it when I make cornbread and other things, and it makes up beautifully. So it is a way to save your eggs. So there's that. Let's see, do I have any other? No. Okay. So Heather said she has mild cat and dog allergies, and she takes loratadine every day, and it helps with her itchy eyes and nose. My husband, I think he takes something like that every day too for his allergies. But when the cat, like when we go visit my daughter and he's in the house and the cat's around, it just really kicks it up even more. So don't want to try to test him with that here. So, okay, 30 seconds, 30 seconds. Oh, I also want to make sure you guys notice that I had these reusable parchment liners. I thought that was a pretty good find. I found out about these when I was watching Miss Leona bake something. And so I ordered this box, and you get 3 of them in the box. And the first one that I used, I had it in the baking sheet. And I don't know, I stepped away, went to do something, came back, and my husband had had filleted some fish on it. And I'm like, where's the baking sheet? Well, he filleted some fish on it and pitched it. So I probably wouldn't have wanted to use it again after he filleted fish on it anyway. But that's why I am now down to 2. Okay, so here are the treats. Let me see what is supposed to, the bottoms are supposed to be golden brown. So they feel like a little cookie. They feel like a little cookie. So I'll let them cool off. And then what I'll do maybe is maybe I'll take the phone over to the front porch, and then I'll give Archie one, and we'll see how he likes it. Maybe he'll be like Mikey, and I'll be like, hey, he likes it, or maybe he won't like it. We'll see. So I'm going to take this one off the baking sheet and set it on the counter. And then I'll get these other ones. And I'm going to put them on this drying rack. And then I'll put the rest of them. Now, it's just so odd that I am not going to taste these. Because like I said, they look like little cookies or like little salmon croquettes. That's what they look like, little salmon croquettes. So I'm going to set those aside right there. And then I'll bring the baking sheet a little closer. And then I'll parcel out the rest of these. And you guys know I've been a busy little sister. I made some jelly the other day. I'll show it to you as soon as I get these on here. But I had all these apple scraps in the freezer. So I took them out and I made some fruit scrap jelly. And actually the scraps were apple. So it was like apple peel and apple core jelly is more like what it was. And it turned out delicious. At first I didn't think it set. But you know, it said let it sit for 48 hours, and then it had certainly reached the gelling stage. So it did what it was supposed to do. So I was pleased about that. Okay. So like I said, they look like peanut butter cookies. I'll put the links in the description box once I'm done of this powdered egg mixture, as well as these reusable parchment liners. The pan is still hot, so okay, this is the last batch. It's going in the oven. Okay, I've got one and it's cool. I think it's cool enough. Honey, is Archie in the garage or outside? Dear? Is Archie in the house or outside? Is he in the garage or outside?
I think he's in the garage.
Let him out so I can take him one of these little treats, and I'll take the phone out on the porch, and then we can kind of see whether or not he likes them.
I don't know if he's outside or inside.
Tam, you know what? When I saw that, my friend, I think it's not Nina, but Ashley, I'm thinking, that's in my Monday night group. She had made treats for her dog, and I thought, I'm going to try and make some treats for my cat. Is he in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so when I go to the, let me get this phone, and when I go to the front door, he won't move when he's in the garage when my husband opens the door. But when he hears me go to the front door, and then he hears the door open.
You can close the back button.
Wait, no, I'm getting ready to take him. We're going to the front door. We're going to the front door. We're going to go out on the porch, and you guys will, so when he hears me at the door, when I unlock this door, when I unlock the door, he usually comes running around. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. We're going out here on the porch, and there he is. You hear him? I'm gonna, look, Archie. Here, come over here. Look, I have a treat for you. How do you like that? Maybe I'll break it in half and we'll see. I don't think he knows what to think. No, this is your treat. Let's see if you'll eat it. Well, he's trying. He's trying. I was thinking that those patties might be a little big, so I'm breaking them up. Hey. Hey, Mikey. He likes it. There's some right there. All right, let me bring it back up. Well, he likes it. I'm gonna sneak in the door so he doesn't try to get in, but he's still eating it, look. He liked them. I think it took him a minute to figure out what it was, because typically when I go out there and I have food for him, it's his dish of food, you know, or if I give him a piece of fish or something like that, he'll, he looks for something like that, but it's just a little bit different giving him that patty. He wasn't real sure what to do about it, but he liked it. Hey, Will, take him another one and see what he thinks. My husband is tired of me bugging him. Yep, they're Archie approved. He likes the treat. They're a winner. And I tell you what, though, he gets really aggressive when it's time to eat. It's like he's just mewing, he's jumping up and down. He's just like ready to eat. Well, listen, I am not going to keep you guys. I just wanted you guys to join me while I made these little cat treats. And like I said, they turned out pretty good, and they smell like tuna fish. But we'll see what's what next time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will put the links in the description box below. And be sure to check out me and Miss Leona's video or a live stream that we did last night about how to save money with meal planning. You'll be glad you did. Talk to you soon. Bye.